Good evening, everyone. All right, I think we got everyone quieted down a little bit, so we'll get started. Well, I want to welcome everyone. So, esteemed faculty, proud families, and honored guests, please join me in welcoming the Ascension, Illinois, St. Mary, Chicago graduating class of 2024. We have a great program planned for you tonight, but before we do that, as is customary, we would like to take the time to recognize the many people who made their achievements and success possible. So first, I want to give a big thank you to our supportive hospital administrative team, our president and CEO, Alice Hawkins, our CMO, Dr. Laura Kincannon, our CFO, Eric Zorro, our CNO, Kelly Larson, our VP of Operations, Rosa Perez Cuevas, and our physician advisor, Erica Salomon. Erica, Rosa, and Kelly are joining us here tonight, so please stand and be recognized. We also have here our Vice President of Medical Education and our designated institutional officer, Steve Savoda. Thank you always for being available, Steve, and please stand to be recognized. Thanks for being there all the time when we need you. Next, I would like to recognize our Prime Care faculty. Thank you all for your commitment to teaching and educating our residents. You are part of our team, and we appreciate all the help with teaching our residents. So please stand and also be recognized. And of course, we also want to thank our Prime Care administrators and clinical staff for all the great collaboration that you guys do with us. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And I also would like for you to stand so that people know who you are. Both tables need to stand up. You guys are being shy. Our core faculty. Residents feel that you genuinely care and support them. I am thankful for your dedication, your hard work, and your commitment. I wouldn't do this without all of you guys, so please stand up and be recognized. And that includes you, Michael Friedman. I would now like to recognize our affiliate faculty and our consultants. We thank you for your commitment to medical education and for the support that you give our residents. Please also stand up and be recognized. And of course, we are forever grateful to our wonderful and committed administrative team. Our program manager, Marisol Vargas. Our coordinator, Maribel Roman. And I don't think our CME manager was able to be here, but Araceli Salgado is always very instrumental in helping with a lot of things in the office. Today's event would not be possible with either one of the three, so they deserve a big round of applause. And last but not least, congratulations to all the families and friends of our graduates who are here with us tonight, and also those watching us virtually. Your engagement, motivation, and support all these 3 years is what kept them going during difficult times. You should be very proud of yourselves, and you also deserve a big round of applause. Graduating residents, today marks a significant milestone in your journey as family medicine physicians. Each of you embarked on this path driven by passion to serve, heal, and make a profound difference in the lives of our patients. Today, as you stand at the threshold of a new chapter, armed not only with the medical knowledge, but also with the invaluable experience gained during your residency training. Your residency has been a crucible of learning, filled with moments of triumph, challenges that tested your resolve, and patient encounters that touched your hearts. You've learned that medicine is not just about diagnosing and treating ailments, it's about empathy, understanding, and holistic care. It's about treating the person beyond the illness, listening to their stories, and empowering them to lead healthier lives. Throughout your training, you have been guided by mentors that have shared their wisdom, shaped your clinical acumen, and inspired you with their dedication. To your families and friends who have stood by through the years, through the long hours and demanding rotations, you owe a debt of gratitude. Their unwavering support has been your anchor during moments of doubt and exhaustion. As you step into the next phase of your career, I encourage you to carry forward the lessons learned here. Never forget the privilege and responsibility entrusted to you as healers. Continue approaching each patient with humility and compassion, recognizing the trust they place in you during their most vulnerable moments. In family medicine, you have chosen paths that allow you to forge lasting relationships with your patients and communities. You will celebrate their joys, support them through challenges, and advocate tirelessly for their well-being. Your role extends beyond medical charts. You are advocates for health equity, champions of preventative medicine, and educators empowering individuals to take charge of their health. Also remember that your journey does not end here. Medicine is ever evolving, and as lifelong learners, you must stay abreast of advancements, embrace new technologies, and adapt your practice to meet the challenging needs of our patients and our society. Today, as we celebrate your accomplishments, let us look forward with optimism and determination. Carry the spirit of camaraderie and collaboration that has defined your residency training. Together, you can achieve remarkable things and make a profound impact on the future of healthcare. Congratulations, graduates of Ascension St. Mary, Chicago. As you embark on this noble journey, continue to uphold the values of integrity, empathy, and excellence that defined our profession. May you never lose sight of the privilege it is to be healers, and may you continue to inspire hope and healing in all that you do. Thank you. We next will have Dr. Maghrabi, who will come as a podiatry program director to give some remarks, as well as give the diploma to the podiatry resident. And then we will go on to giving the diplomas to our family medicine residents. And at that time, we'll have each advisor come forward and say a few words about each graduate and present the diplomas. So enjoy.
Whoa, Dr. Vasquez, that was a big shoes to fill in here. I don't know if I could do that. Well, good evening, everybody. About 2 months ago, Dr. Michael Friedman, approached me to write my speech for tonight. So it was going to be about 27 pages long. I respectfully declined. So my speech is going to be about 2 minutes. Okay? I can't believe it's been a year since we've been here in this room. It seemed like yesterday. So this evening, I'm graduating a very special resident from the Podiatry Ascension St. Mary, Chicago. Podiatry resident, Janie. There you go. Jenny came to us as a very quiet, very humble, very astute, and very conscientious. She stayed that way for 3 years. Congratulations, Jenny. I'm very proud of you. It really has been a pleasure being your director. So on behalf of Ascension St. Mary, we thank you for your contribution, and thank you for coming to our lives. We wish you the best of luck. Janie is going to join a group in the Joliet area to practice. I also want to take this opportunity to thank a few people here, some faculty around, okay? I'm not sure who I don't want to miss anybody. So in general, I want to thank everybody. Before anybody else, last year, I forgot to thank 2 special people who made this happen, and that's M&M, Marisol and Maribel. Could you please stand up? Thank you so much for all you do day in and day out. We really appreciate it. I want to thank all the faculty who have contributed genuinely their time, their effort, out of their busy schedule to contribute to the education of all our residents. We really do appreciate it. In particular, in this room, I see 3 people. I see David Salasa, here is a newcomer to our institution. I see Dr. Dana Weiss, and I see Dr. Ali Al-Saraf, radiologist, musculoskeletal radiologist, and I'm not sure if I'm missing anybody, but anyhow, thank you all guys for all you do. We really do appreciate it. Thank you. And last but not least, I want to thank the administration. Okay, I know Dr. Kincannon couldn't be with us, and Ellis, so I want to thank Kelly, Rosa, and last but not least, Steve Svoboda. Thank you guys for all your support for our program. We really appreciate it. I don't know how many minutes I've been talking here. I always like to make it short and sweet. I remember I want to tell you a story about maybe 15, 17 years ago. Dr. Friedman was at the podium for about 2.5 hours talking. And people said, please, he's the most articulate person I've ever met in my life. Anyhow, good to see you, Dr. Friedman. Okay. And without further ado, the graduate of the Podiatry Residency program, Janie, come over here. And I want to introduce the next individual here. Who's up?
I think I'm the next individual.
Here you go. I'm sorry.
Okay, oh yes. Thank you, dear.
You're very welcome.
I won't touch it. Okay. So it is my great honor to offer my heartfelt congratulations to Dr. Megan Cho as she graduates from the Ascension St. Mary Chicago Family Medicine Residency Program. Sassy, classy, and a little bit smart-assy. That's Instagram. I can't take credit for that. But it's not a bad description of Megan. I would add a few other descriptors: determined, dedicated, dependable, compassionate, funny, and kind. It turns out I was one of the people that interviewed Megan when she was in the process of applying for residency. I cannot take all the credit for all the hard work and dedication that she has demonstrated since she joined our program, but I can say that we have been together since the very beginning. And it has been such a pleasure and a privilege to watch you grow in confidence, maturity, and professionalism. You put patients at ease with your warmth and your smile, As faculty attendings, we know that the inpatient medicine service flows very efficiently when you are in charge. You're cheerful even on the most hectic days, managing to get it all done. You are a great role model for your junior residents, supportive of their autonomy, their well-being, and their learning. Megan, you put the family in family medicine. I know that your own family is everything to you, and I'm so glad you're going back to California to be reunited with them. Your parents immigrated to the United States from China. I can only imagine how proud they are of you. To Megan's family, thank you for lending us your daughter for the past 3 years. Megan and I have shared a lot together. We did home visits on an elderly homebound patient. We cheered her up with flowers and cheesecake on her 95th birthday, and Megan later helped transition her to hospice when her kidneys began to fail and she stopped eating. Megan, I have watched you bring new life into this world when you delivered your own prenatal patient, and I have seen your face light up when you could take care of your Chinese patients in their own language. Thank you for all that you have given to your patients and our residency program. Remember the patients you have taken care of here in Chicago. Hold the lessons that they have taught you close to your heart as you go on to take care of your community in Chicago. Megan, I know how long this road has been for you and how much this moment means to you, your parents, and all your family. Congratulations on your graduation. It has been a privilege and a pleasure to be your advisor over the past 3 years and to be part of you becoming the wonderful family doctor that you are today.
Thank you.
Maybe, yes. Careful.
Hello, I'm a relative newcomer, and it's been my great pleasure to work with Dr. Jesse Compton. He came to St. Mary's in 2018. Thank you. From the America School, he had demonstrated a commitment to the underserved, volunteering in Argentina, Dallas, Utah, treating children and adults and the elderly. His interest in palliative care was sustained throughout his residency. He entered our faculty development program within St. Mary's, and his presentation was on the completion of the POST forms. It was a great contribution to residents and patients alike. He would like each one of you to fill out a POST form. These will be at the table upon leaving. It's very important to have those forms filled out. It's been a privilege for me to be named his advisor and watching him late in his career continue to grow and expand his knowledge. He's an excellent listener. He develops a good differential, and his patients are fortunate to have him caring for them in detailed and compassionate ways. During his home visit, I was impressed with the warmth with which he was received by his longtime patient and his innate kindness. He extended himself in seeking resources for her, and she was both grateful and gracious. He will be doing some traveling. He's taking the Zephyr to the West Coast and some other trips. He's going home to Oregon to be closer to family. The motto of the state of Oregon is Alice Volet Proprius. Any Latin scholars? I studied Latin, but I couldn't tell you what that said. She flies with her own wings. And Dr. Compton is certainly flying with his own wings to a new place, new adventures. Please join me in wishing Dr. Jesse Compton the best in the next phase of his journey.
Really? I'll work for one. Now one right. Oh my God. Okay. And here we go.
Good evening. It is my honor to speak about Adugo P. Eberinga, a resident who has demonstrated her dedication to family medicine in a different ways. One of those of the most admirable characteristics of Dr. Eberinga's is to provide compassionate patient care. From the beginning of the residency, Adugo has taken the time to thoroughly assess her patients and build meaningful rapport, ensuring that each person feels heard and cared of. Here is one example of multiple evaluations she received from the faculty. Quote, Dr. Eberinga has an exceptional ability to build rapport with her patients. She greets them warmly, shares laughter, and sits with them, showing deep empathy and understanding. Her approach ensures patients feel comfortable and cared for from the start of every visit. While this commitment has sometimes resulted in her finishing clinic shifts late, it speaks volumes about her dedication to providing quality care. Adugo's dedication to her residency training in family medicine has evident through her academic contributions as well. Her research poster was presented at the 2024 ANPA Scientific Convention in California. ANPA goes for the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas. Her poster was considered for an award. Additionally, she was invited to participate in the residency panel at the same convention, showcasing her knowledge and commitment to the advancing medical practice. Yesterday, in the internal celebration for the class 2024, Dr. Eberinga was recognized and awarded as the resident with the most procedures log for her class of 2024. She will never have problems credentialing and getting privileges in wherever she will go. Dr. Eberinga has shown an unwavering focus on her career, driven by a passion to give back to the community. As a member of minority group, she understands the unique challenges faced by underserved populations and has dedicated herself to addressing these disparities. As Adugo prepares to return to her roots in Frankfort, Illinois, we are proud to know that she has signed a contract with Advocate Aurora Health. On her last meeting with me as her advisor, she expressed a strong desire to serve her community, aiming to improve the quality of life of its members and prevent chronic medical conditions. Inspired by her mother, Virginia Eberinga, who set a high standard of care in Nigeria, Adugo has followed in her footsteps with dedication and compassion. None of these accomplishments would have been possible without unwavering support of the most important people in Adugo's life. Her parents, Chidi and Virginia Eberinga, her siblings, Isioma, Uchenna, Kachi, and Noma, and of course her partner, Tawanda. Please join us to celebrate her achievements and look forward to the positive impact that she will undoubtedly continue to make in the lives of many in her commitment to making our community a healthier and more compassionate place. Please come, Adugo, to receive your diploma.
It is now my pleasure to, my great honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Nancy Garcia as she graduates from the Ascension St. Mary's Chicago Family Medicine Residency Program. Our residency prides itself on being a diverse group of doctors serving a diverse group of patients. Nancy represents what our program is all about. In medical school, Nancy, you did medical missions in Southern Africa, Indonesia, and Honduras. But I think you know that you don't always have to leave the United States to be in a different culture to address health disparities. In our residency program, you worked with the Mobile Migrant Health Service to help some of the thousands of new arrivals Chicago has taken in over the past year. You helped out at Our Lady of Tepeyac, an inner-city all-girls Catholic high school, to help show Latina teens that they too could achieve their dreams. You and I have worked together on the inpatient service, the outpatient clinic, and the OB service. You're comfortable handling complicated patients and overnight emergencies. You provided great care and great comfort to your patients experiencing illness and pain and loss, a delivery that did not go as expected. You are direct, you are kind, you are caring. Your patients and I are going to miss you very much. Nancy is the firstborn daughter of 2 Latino immigrants. As Alexander Hamilton and Lafayette famously sang in the Hamilton musical, "Immigrants, we get the job done." Nancy, with your fierce determination, you have gotten the job done. You have made the most of the most of the opportunities that life has presented you in medicine and in life. Running a half marathon, traveling around the world, late night music at Radius and beyond, photographing our fall retreat, presenting at Family Medicine Midwest, taking things to the next level at our short story reading group. Your graduation, the culmination of so many years of effort, is made possible and more meaningful by the loving support of your family gathered here. Your parents, your brother Isaac, your partner Maddie, they are so proud of you, so happy for you. They believe in you and in your commitment to medicine and to your patients. I wish you all the best in this next stage of your professional career, but of course I'm very happy that you're staying in Chicago. Que te vaya bonito, Nancy. Congratulations on your graduation.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I have the honor of presenting the next diploma to Dr. Anna Abby Ilagan. Abby, it was such a pleasure having you as a resident in our program and to be your advisor. You have many traits that characterize you. Some of those are you're smart, you're calm, you're conscientious, and you always have a smile on your face. But there are many others that make you an outstanding doctor. Very early on, even before you came to interview with us, one of your letters of recommendation read, demonstrates comprehensive ability to employ clinical skills while caring for her patients with professionalism and compassion. And then on the day of the interview, I pulled up some notes from that day, and some of the comments from our own faculty were that you were smart, planful, adaptive, self-aware, and of course that you had a strong interest in underserved care, which is one of the things that we were looking for in applicants. So after that, how could we not have ranked her to come to our program, right? And here she is. So you're also a quiet leader, Abby. I remember at the end of intern year, Abby and another of her colleagues, Anna Scalzo, came to me and to one of the associate program directors, and they said, we were in the transition of changing some ACGME requirements, and so they felt that they have too many of the neonatal rotations. So they came to us and they said, we think we have too many of those rotations, but not only do we think that this is something we would like to change in the program, but here is the plan of how we think it's going to work out. If we don't have one extra rotation, we can do gynae, and then during that rotation, we can take night call to cover the service, and they had it all figured out, and it was so easy to take their feedback and make the change because they had come in not only with a problem, but they had also come with a solution. So that was wonderful, Abby, and we will always remember that. Prior to Abby coming to residency, Abby had done several rotations in Chicago and had visited various times, visiting friends and distant family. And we were hoping to keep you in Chicago, Abby, and we were hoping that you would stay with us. But Abby has chosen to go back home to be with family, and that's understandable. She will be going back to California to practice at Memorial Care in Long Beach. She'll be doing ambulatory medicine. And of course, she'll be close to family. But we thank her family also for lending her to us for the 3 years. And Abby, it has been an absolute pleasure having you not only in our program, but as your advisor. Come forward to receive your diploma, please.
So I have the honor of presenting Dr. Sophie Kern with her diploma this evening. I have had a special affinity for Sophie since day one, or probably you could say before day one. I remember the interview that we had. Sophie talked about her work around climate and sustainability, about her work in mutual aid in Peoria, Illinois, where she had gone to school. We discussed the parallels and in values and approach and philosophy between rural and urban and global health. We compared our favorite poets, which is when I know she needed to be my advisee. Sophie talked about how her undergraduate training in religious studies had prepared her to walk in that uncomfortable place where hard science and facts meets what she called the messy, complicated human reality. And I knew when she said that her ability to contemplate that abstract while holding fast to facts and guidelines and best practices meant that she would be the perfect fit for our program where, in an FQHC in Humboldt Park, Chicago, where else does science meet the messy reality of human experience? And like I said, I knew the minute she quoted poetry to me in her interview that clearly I was claiming her as my advisee. It has been a great privilege to get to know Sophie since that day. I have especially enjoyed getting to talk through complicated patient cases with her in precepting rooms and getting to see how she analyzes information and how her mind works. Sophie brings an innate curiosity to her work that means she catches details that others miss, and she asks questions that others might have glossed over. I know that I would feel perfectly happy for her to be the provider for my family because I know that every single detail would be conscientiously addressed. I have also been amazed by Sophie's ability to remain optimistic and idealistic in what is a cynical and often challenging healthcare system. Sophie will be enjoying a very welcome break where she is going to include a hiking trip in Yosemite, of which I am particularly jealous. Sophie will be joining Tapestry 360 in FQHC here on the north side of Chicago, practicing outpatient primary care. which is selfishly fantastic because underserved healthcare in Chicago is a small world. And so welcome to that community. I'm glad that we will still continue to be colleagues. It has been a privilege to share these past 3 years with you, and it is a privilege to now present you with your diploma.
It is my great honor to introduce and honor Dr. Eric Maisel. Who is Eric Maisel? Some of you may know the broad outlines of Eric's backstory, but I'll bet there's a lot that you don't know. He was born and raised in New York City. He went to college in New Orleans, where he played baseball for Tulane. He even played semi-pro ball for a while. He was a pitcher. He's traveled widely around the world. He worked on Wall Street as an analyst during the time when the Twin Towers were destroyed. He returned to graduate school at Columbia to obtain a master's degree in English literature. And of course, he moved to Israel to attend medical school before coming to Chicago to do his residency. Is there more to him than that? You know, Eric doesn't always volunteer details about his personal life, so I took the liberty of doing a Google search. You know, I'm retired. I have a lot of time for these rabbit holes. To my surprise, I found lots of Eric Maisels. Maybe you've done this, Eric, on your own. But when my search degenerated to the point where I started to see links to Eric Trump's Wikipedia page, I knew I was done. And I did. Before I got there, I found some really interesting characters. Unfortunately, I can't share them with you because I have a time limit, as Dr. McGraby can attest. Although I've been gone for a couple years, I remember clearly when Eric was applying to the residency program 3.5 years ago. He used to engage in really long phone conversations with multiple faculty members between his interview and submitting his rank list. It was clear that Eric wanted to leave nothing to chance. He was determined to learn everything that he could about us and about this program. Ranking a generic family medicine residency program just for the sake of matching had no appeal for Eric Maisel. He was genuinely seeking a very specific learning environment. I hope he found it. One that would speak to him. He wanted to make sure that he could relate to us, not only as teachers and mentors, but as human beings. Eric wanted to know our thoughts about everything. What made us tick, who we were. On our end, some of you may remember this, we often had to process those conversations, which could be exhausting. I wish that I could tap into my friend Mary Egan's recollection of those times. She was Eric's greatest supporter and pushed him always to excel. Were she with us tonight, I know there'd be no one prouder than Mary. She'd probably even play an unauthorized recorded soundtrack to my remarks. If you had asked any of the faculty members 3 years ago to plot Eric's trajectory, I don't think there's a single one of us who would have predicted that he'd end up joining a hospitalist group in Pierce, South Dakota. In fact, I will bet that most of the people in this audience couldn't even put Pierre, South Dakota on a map. Although I'm assured that it really does exist. I consider it a brave choice, given Eric's history of well-planned and meticulously researched transitions in his life. Maybe it actually represents his first real gut decision as a grown-up. I don't think it's a stretch to say that Dr. Maisel is likely to be unique among his peers in terms of background and experience. A one-of-a-kind guy in a state that is not particularly known for one-of-a-kind guys. But I am confident that he will succeed. I believe in Eric, and I have faith that this is finally the end of his career search and the beginning of his pursuit for meaning. Eric, take a deep breath, appreciate the view, and enjoy the trip. Enjoy the ride. I want to welcome Eric up to the stage.
So it is now my honor to present Dr. Julia Oni with her diploma this evening. I first met Dr. Oni on the inpatient hospital service. It was July 1st, day one, welcome to intern year. And I was the attending and Julia was trying to figure out what was going on as an intern. Julia had to adapt to the challenges of intern year, which you might have heard is a little bit stressful, in an unfamiliar healthcare system, new ways of presenting in the SOAP format, and she had to do all of that while translating in her head from her native Russian through her German language medical school training through to English, which is what, your fourth or fifth language, to present her case to me. Whether we were calling it natrium or kalium or sodium or potassium, what I knew clearly was that this young lady was very smart, very hardworking, and extremely capable. I was glad to find that she was assigned to be my resident. What I learned later is about Julia's love of service through medicine. I am not sure that I have ever met a resident who takes so much joy in helping patients in the clinic. She describes clinic as her happy place, about how she can't wait to get back there. She compared the satisfaction of helping her patients with the exhilaration and joy of reaching a mountain peak after a long hike. Whenever I have checked in with her amidst the struggles of residency, she has just expressed how happy she is to be here and how glad she is to be able to serve and help others. This joy in service has been clearly felt by her patients. She has developed a loyal following in clinic, particularly amongst the influx of refugees from the conflict in Ukraine. Those patients not only found a friendly face who spoke their language, but they also found a fierce advocate who claimed them as her patients and went extra mile after extra mile for their sake. Julia will be moving to a small town in Oregon where she will be providing outpatient primary care to an area very much in need of her services. She will also be enjoying some incredible mountain views. This town is basically a picture postcard, with hiking trails minutes from her doorstep. Luckily, she will also have easy access to an airport to visit her daughter, who I understand is watching via live stream, and to visit her soon-to-be-born first granddaughter. So, Julia, I wish you much joy on the mountain peaks of your patient care every day in the clinic, on the mountain peak of being a grandmother for the first time, And of course, on the peaks of the actual mountains you will get to climb out in Oregon. It has been an honor to be with you these past 3 years, and it is an honor to now present you with your diploma.
Next, we have the fabulous Dr. Julia Palushkevich. When I think of Julia and the many ways that she exemplifies an outstanding family physician, I'm reminded of a particularly complicated patient that she has cared for throughout her time in residency. I had been warned by the patient's previous PCP that she did not like very many doctors and found it very difficult to trust them. It would take a very special person to take this patient on. So how could we possibly find such a qualified doctor? Enter Julia. From the beginning, Julia has gone above and beyond for this patient. During a prolonged hospitalization, she would swing by and translate to the patient's native Polish language anytime the team needed help. As the hospital stay grew longer, she even arranged for flowers to be delivered to the patient's bedside on her birthday. When the patient finally returned home, Julia would continue to call her, and we would visit her at home, where she would always lend her a listening ear and help her to make sense of her complex medication regimen. We had our last such visit this past week. I had suspected the goodbye might become emotional for the patient, but I was still touched and a bit taken aback to see the patient become tearful despite her best efforts. At one point, she had a grip so tight on her beloved doctor, I was worried she might never let her leave, her surrogate grandchild. And despite being delirious for much of her hospital stay, she said she still remembered and thought often of those birthday flowers she received over a year ago now. I think it is safe to say that Julia had officially melted this patient's initially icy exterior. Now, those who are familiar with Julia know that this example of her going the extra mile for a patient is hardly a unique one, and I'm certain it was not the only tearful goodbye she had with the patient. But it does perfectly encapsulate who she is, both as a person and a physician. Perhaps without realizing it, Julia naturally brightens people's days, puts a smile on their faces, and leaves them with positive memories just by being herself. It seems that her colleagues would agree with this assessment of Julia's character. Her peers and faculty have chosen to describe her in the following ways: happy, always smiling, adventurous, which was followed by a story about a possibly against the rules excursion to the hospital rooftop during night float. Fashionable, that one came up quite a bit. Bougie, I'm sensing a pattern here. Loyal, hilarious, calming, reliable, hardworking, compassionate, and my favorite, she gives me the warm and fuzzies, just like her pet bunny, Penny. Honorable mentions include a ray of sunshine, an utter delight, and I learned everything I know about FMS from her. She managed to leave such a strong impression on those around her, all while handling her increasingly complex patient panel in clinic with ease, being a supportive and helpful senior to her interns, and receiving a slew of unanimously positive rotation evaluations, including being called one of the best residents her ICU attending had ever worked with, despite the fact that she secretly had no desire to ever set foot in the ICU again. No matter the setting, Julia gives it her all. So as she moves on to this next phase in her career, she will be greatly missed here in Chicago, not only by her patients, but also by the lifelong friends she's made here, and with whom she shares so many great memories, both big and small. Boat rides on Lake Michigan, post-call birthday brunches, and of course, most notably her wedding day. While we are sad to say farewell to such a kind and talented physician, colleague, and friend, I know Julia and her husband are thrilled to be moving closer to family, who are here with her tonight and who I know must be so proud of her and her accomplishments. Her new community in Rochester, New York is lucky to gain such an excellent physician and all-around human being. Julia, congratulations and best of luck on your next chapter.
Good evening. We're getting close to the food, I know. I'm glad to be here with you to celebrate this milestone for our graduates. Tonight I'd like to congratulate one particular resident, Anna Scalzo. Anna has given so much to this program and to her patients over the last 3 years. Anna served as one of our chief residents this last year. She and her co-chief were selected by their resident peers to represent them. And Anna, you've done an outstanding job. You have taken up the difficult tasks of chiefdom with grace and with fairness. Apart from her leadership role as chief, Anna has thrived as a teammate and senior resident. She has a knack for connecting with her co-residents, assessing where they are struggling and providing support. Her attendings could also see her efforts and saw that she would stay late to coach team members and encouraged interns to answer and discuss patient care plans before jumping in with her own solutions. Her feedback from our inpatient medicine rotations highlights this so perfectly. Here's a quote from her junior residents. "We love Anna Scalzo!" Exclamation point. She is a joy to work with and is so helpful with both medical knowledge and general workflow knowledge. I wish you would never let her graduate so she can stay in the program forever. She's an incredible senior and chief, and I look forward to work when she is there. Anna, while I know we cannot keep you forever, and while we may envy the new team of residents and attendings that will get to work with you next, I know that you are making an excellent choice to become a family medicine faculty member. Your new residents are lucky to have you. And remember, we're just down the street, so please come back, even just for visits. I wish you all the best and enjoy your travels and your time off. Okay, hello again. So, I'm going to congratulate another fine resident, Jacob Smith. It has been a pleasure working with Jacob over the last 3 years. He's achieved many milestones in that time, moving to a new city, becoming a parent not once, but twice. And tonight, he's officially a board-certified, residency-trained family medicine physician. Jacob has been a steady presence in the clinic and in our program. Thorough, organized, calm, he takes each new challenge in stride and keeps a positive attitude throughout it all. He accepts the complex, the vague, the daunting tasks and moves forward. Speaking of complex and daunting tasks, this year we started a home visit program. Residents follow one of their clinic patients and perform home visits several times throughout the year. Jacob's home visit patient is a fantastic human, at times funny, happy, at times salty and resistant to medical advice, but consistently medically complex. I watched Jacob deftly make and maintain a connection with his patient and his family. They shared jokes, clarified medication instructions, and planned for other testing and treatments, all of which Jacob did with a smile and not the least sign of stress over the complexity of the patient's health. At least no stress that I could see. From here, Jacob will travel home to start his medical career. Jacob, I wish you and your family all the best. I know you will continue to take on the hard tasks and make strong connections with your patients. I would like to say thank you to Jacob's family for their support and allowing us to monopolize so much of his time in the last 3 years. Jacob, it's now time to go home. The great state of Nebraska is lucky to have you. Congratulations.
Last but certainly not least, I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Jonathan Tanawan as he graduates from the Ascension St. Mary's. The applause speaks for itself. Jonathan's advisor, Dr. Clement Gonzalez, was not able to be here personally to present the speech for him. So I have Dr. Gonzalez's speech, which I will read, but of course I could not help adding a few little bits of my own. So, Jonathan started his residency with us July 1st, 2021 as an intern on the busy FMS service. I was his attending on that busy service, and it gives me great pleasure to come full circle tonight to congratulate him on completing his residency with great distinction. Jonathan, we are so proud of you. You are, as we determined last night, or yesterday, the GOAT. You pioneered so many things in our residency: the inpatient detox at St. Joe, the wellness walks, the mobile with man meat, the mobile migrant health, the chief resident. I'm just so glad that you are going to be down the block at UIC. Here are the remarks that Dr. Clement Gonzalez wanted to share. Today we gather to celebrate an exceptional journey of dedication and compassion. Jonathan, your commitment to patient care and mentorship has been nothing short of inspiring. Your humility, your intelligence, and genuine interest in your patients and your resident colleagues have left an indelible mark on us. As you embark on this new chapter in addiction medicine fellowship, I am confident that your passion will continue to positively impact countless lives. Your patients and your colleagues are fortunate to have you, and we were privileged to witness your continued success and growth as a physician. Dr. Jonathan Tanawan, congratulations on your extraordinary achievements thus far. May your journey ahead be filled with continued success, fulfillment, and boundless opportunities to make a meaningful difference in the lives of others. And we know it will. The crowd is getting restless, and I am going to invite the chiefs to approach the stage to give the awards.
Hello, thank you everyone for being here. We promise to keep it short and sweet so we can all get to the best part of the day, dinner. So we do have some quick awards. The first one is the Faculty Teacher Award. So this award is voted upon every year by the graduating class of residents for a faculty member with an outstanding dedication and devotion to the teaching of family medicine residents. This year, our class would like to present the award to Dr. Juliette Bradley. So, thank you. Oh, yes. Well, just a few quick words about Dr. Bradley. Thank you. So, your dedication to not only furthering our clinical knowledge with your infinite pearls of wisdom and endless connections within family medicine, but also creating community for us with your short story groups and always making sure to have us slow down in clinic by asking us, everybody say it with me, what do they do for work and who lives with them at home? So, thank you so much it's been an honor learning from you, and we can only hope to be the family medicine doctor that you are. So thank you very much.
The next award we give out is for the Affiliated Faculty of the Year. And this is for a non-family medicine physician that has shown outstanding dedication and devotion to the teaching of family medicine residents. So this award is actually given to Dr. Marlon Borquez of the Ascension OB-GYN group. He can't be with us right now, he's going to Wimbledon. But Dr. Borquez started at St. Mary's the same time our class did in 2021, and he has consistently demonstrated his commitment to our education as both a collaborative physician on the L&D unit and as a great preceptor during GYN rotation. So there's a round of applause for Dr. Borquez.
All right. The next award is the Lillian Magana Award for Ancillary Staff of the Year. This award reflects dedication to education combined with humility and kindness to patients and peers. This staff member has taught us, not only when it wasn't her job, she's taught us with such kindness and never made us feel silly for not knowing things that she's known for years. So we would love to present this award to Miss Jennifer Cook.
And the final award we're presenting tonight is for very well deserved.
Yeah.
The last award we're giving out tonight is our Intern of the Year. And this is for a first-year resident at our program who demonstrates exemplary professionalism and reliability. This is an intern I've gotten to know well in clinic. It's probably a good sign that if you're getting teased by your MAs that you're taking too long in the room. It probably means that you're very concerned about the health of your patient. You want to do well by them. This intern is very conscientious, very caring, takes the time to get to know both his peers and his patients. So without further ado, we would really like to present this award to Dr. Tevin Brown. And I lied, we have one more thing we wanted to say. So, third year's a time where you're offboarding, starting a new job, starting a new career. And like Dr. Milan mentioned, there's so many checklists, credentials, forms you have to complete. And our class is just so grateful we've had such great administrative support. So we would just like to bring forward Marisol and Maribel to the stage for some flowers.
Thank you. Tonight would not have been possible without you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know, I'm sorry. I'll do it fly.
We have two more quick awards, and I promise after that you guys can eat. Our next one is going to our Resident Teacher of the Year. That is a resident who exemplifies the best resident teacher. That one is voted by their resident colleagues that vote for them, that they feel were very good teachers to them. and were always there for them when they needed them and offered the support that they needed as they were going through residency. So this resident will be going on to be a teacher herself, and as part of the preparation chose to do a faculty development rotation with us, so she could feel even more prepared than she was as a resident. So I want to welcome Anna Scalzo to receive us. And our final one is we want to thank our 2 chief residents who this year did a wonderful job doing all their administrative duties and putting all the schedules together for the residents and all the changes that needed to be made. And we in administration never had to worry about anything because we knew that Anna and John would always take care of everything, and I wish I could clone them for the next 10 years or at least that they can stay for another couple, but I know that's not possible. So I would like to thank them very much from the bottom of my heart for all the hard work that you guys did. Right, I think we can eat now. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight, and enjoy the rest of your evening.